As we're going to Shabbos, today is Thursday, Gimel Tammuz. I'm recording this as we're going to the Shabbos, and think to myself, today, Gimel Tammuz, the 3rd of Tammuz, is the 32nd yahrzeit to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And I want to speak about what I believe is one of his greatest teachings, which makes such a difference to my life on an ongoing basis, and so relevant to the parsha, both of Korach in Chutz La'aretz and Chukat in Israel. The last time that we're unaligned for this year, we're going to be aligned from next week. You see, so many things the Lubavitcher Rebbe taught. I didn't have the sort of growing up in a Lubavitch community or being part of Lubavitch, but I have such tremendous appreciation and admiration for this movement, for the incredible Ahavat Yisrael Lo Gvulot, the boundless, limitless Ahavat Yisrael, love of all people and every Jew, wherever they are. Everybody knows the role that Chabad plays around the world, and have the zchut to work closely together with them in different capacities at Mizrahi and a personal and communal level, the incredible work that Lubavitch do. And I want to share to my mind one of the incredible teachings of the Rebbe. Rabbi Joseph Telushkin, in his biography about the Rebbe, and there's so many biographies about this, shares this idea. And I think perhaps so many things capture the essence of the Rebbe. Of the small Hasidic movement until in the 1950s, it was quite an insular and not the largest of the Hasidic movements. And look what's happened in a generation or two, where it became not inwardly focused, but outwardly focused, especially after the Six-Day War in the late 1960s and 70s. Look what the Lubavitch movement has become. And you see, one of the great teachings of the Rebbe is as follows. He said you have to be careful with your language, what you think and what you say. You see, the Rebbe was infused of a vision of hope, a vision of positivity. No matter the challenges, no matter the darkness, always to see the light and always to see the hope in the despair. You see, the Rebbe even said he would never call a hospital a beit cholim. Why do you call it a home of the sick? I don't know if you know, until not so long ago, says Rabbi Telushkin, the many homes of terminally ill patients, hospitals with terminally ill patients, were called the homes of the incurables. Imagine going into a place called the home of the incurable, that you've got no chance. You've got to be careful with your words. Nothing so often, but the sages teach us, even if a person seems the most despairing situation, for the sword of Damocles at their neck, things can turn around as they often do. There is always hope in Hashem's world. And the Rebbe said, we don't call it a beit cholim. He would never call it a hospital, a beit cholim, the home of the sick. He would call it the home of refuah, beit refuah, a place where people come for healing. You see, how are you framing this place? Yes, people are coming in sick, but the majority of them leave better and healthy. The purpose of a beit cholim is to cure people. It's not that people come in sick and leave sick, is they come in sick and they leave healthy. It's a beit refuah. And how we see things and define them really reflects our outlook. And therefore, the Rebbe in every situation would see the light, and in the place of choli, he would see the refuah, and in the place of darkness to see the light. And what a powerful message it is. You see, Korach was one of the people who traded in darkness. He was a person with ayin ra'ah, a great person, Aharon, who carried the Aharon. But somehow when it came to his chalik, he couldn't get over the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu had appointed Aharon HaKohen to be the Kohen Gadol, and that his younger cousin Eli Tzafan is the head of the tribe of Levi. He believed with his ayin ra'ah that he couldn't accept his station in life, that he was prepared to bring down the whole house and go to his death with this ayin ra'ah of saying, what I have is not enough. Not enough that I carry the Aharon. It's not enough that I'm one of the holiest and wealthiest people in all of the Jewish people. I want more, even if circumstances dictate otherwise. And this inability to see the good, but rather to see the negative and what he didn't have, which brought about his downfall. And so too, in Israel, we read Parshat Chukat, the yahrzeit of one of the greatest Jews of all time, Aharon HaKohen. Aharon dies in this week's Parsha. And it says, only Aharon, that when he died, Vayirku kol beit Yisrael. It says in Parshat Chukat, everybody cried for Aharon. Everybody loved Aharon because he was a person of positivity, brought people together, believed in people, supported people, loved people. The Midrash says more people called Aharon, children in the Midbar born, were called Aharon because everybody loved Aharon. He was a person of love, hope, and positivity. And may we all draw from the inspiration of Leiv, Lamed Bet, 32 years since the Rebbe's passing, to be able to draw on the inspiration of this positivity, the inspiration of Aharon HaKohen, of Ein Tovah, and how we speak needs to reflect what we think. And we need to frame the world we live in as a place of hope and healing, and not a place of darkness and sickness. Shabbat Shalom.